Hey everybody, Steven here. Sorry this video's taken a while. I've been changing gyms and it's been quite the process, but with one of the things that's been a huge positive with the new facility that I'm at is the space to not only do MoveNat and parkour stuff, which is what I've needed, which I get to build out all the stuff, which is actually this room, but also to shoot more content. So once we get this all built out, then I'll be rolling out with a lot more stuff. But this is the second part of the video series where we're talking about alignment, and one of the things with that is actually foot alignment. I'm not going to go full depth in this video with exactly how we're going to tweak the feet. What we're going to do right now is we're just going to check if the feet are set directly underneath the pelvis, which is what we want. A lot of people stand with their feet very externally rotated, and they also stand with their feet kind of wider than they need to. So you're going to need a jump rope. This one's a little bit bigger than I wanted, but it'll still do. You can also create a dongle thing where you'll actually just get like a piece of string and you'll just attach like a bolt or a nut to the end of it, and you can use that as well. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm finding the bony part of my pelvis here that you can feel right here, and then I'm going to trace that straight down, and I want to see how my weight is distributed. How am I standing right now? So once I do that, I attach this to that point, and this is going to hang right down to my foot. So for instance, if I'm standing wider and I have my feet out, if you look right now, the end of that isn't over my foot, right? It's not hanging over anything. I'm outside of the alignment that I want. If I bring those a little bit tighter in, I want to look that that's, for the most part, going across the center of my foot, right? So we're not way this way, we're not way that way. With that as well, I want to make sure that I'm not leaning excessively forward. And this is where those raised heel shoes come into play, because that does pitch you forward. It creates an anterior pelvic tilt, so I'm literally like tilting like this to compensate for that. Otherwise, I would just stand leaning, right? But while I'm here, I want to make sure that I'm not leaning way far forward on this, so that I'm not standing like this and out of alignment, or tilting my pelvis so I'm like this, or tucking it too much, right? So once I'm there, I want to make sure that I'm centered. This is a quick test. I'll do this with clients just to reset everything. We start with the wall. We'll check, all right, now where's your weight distributed? I want to be here. And we not only check the front here, but I actually go to my greater trochanter, which is that bony part of that hip that you're feeling out here. Same thing, I'm going to put it to the middle of that, and then I'm going to see, am I excessively leaning or shifting my weight forward, or am I centered and actually over my heels more? Which for a lot of people, once they have this alignment too, it feels like they're actually falling back because the body's so tight, because they lean forward so much and so often. Right? So once we're here, I want to make sure that I have that alignment as well. So I'm checking those two things really, really quick. After I do my little reset against the wall, right? Here, this is down, I'm not shoving backwards, I'm neutral, my arms are neutral, I'm here, and I pull all of that away from the wall. Now I can bring my feet here and then check. Am I centered? Is my weight, am I still trying to lean forward, or do I have that pulled back? Both here, and then when I'm checking the side as well, and I can check and make sure that that weight is over my heels and I'm not excessively leaning forward. With that, we're going to get really, really tight calves. As the calf gets tight, hamstrings are pulling, it's pulling on the lower back. The other thing is it turns my quads on all the time. I'm leaning forward. These have to brace. They get tight. So we want to basically eliminate that unnecessary tension where we have it. One of those things that we do with that is we just check our alignment really, really quick. So you can do that. I'm going to do a couple more videos. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth with all of this. This is Katie Bowman's modality, restorative exercise. That's where I'm getting all this information. Kudos to her. I've done a ton of the workshops, read a handful of her books. Insanely smart woman. And she just has so much good information. She's a biomechanist. I'll link to some of her books. You can listen, check out our podcast. I recommend doing a workshop where they'll go even more in depth with this, with that as well. And I definitely recommend Move Your DNA and the Foot Pain book out of her works, because she has like 9 or 10 books. So that's it, guys. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all of my content, I'm going to be rolling out more of these videos here coming out soon. Also, now that I'm in the new facility. So hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.